You
ready?
It's on.
Call meeting to order. I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a roll call.
Councilman.
Here.
Voigt.
Present.
Zuber.
Here.
Bruner.
Here.
Patrick.
Here.
Farnham.
Here.
Janice.
Here. You've got the minutes of the November 12th and 26th regular meetings. Are there any additions or corrections? If not, I entertain a motion to approve them.
So moved.
You get a second?
Second. Mike.
We have a motion and a second to approve the November 12th and 26th regular meeting minutes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Claims against the county.
So moved.
Seconded.
We have a motion and a second to approve the claims against the county. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 6, county board members' claims.
So moved. Seconded.
We have a motion and a second to approve the county board member claims. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Public comment.
Morning. I'm here to talk about a couple things I talked about before. Number one is the audit. And we don't have an answer on it yet. I'm hoping you're still working on it.
How do you want me to, how do you want to handle this?
What, you've got an answer?
Well, it's gonna be, the current firm cannot correct the past firm because there's a conflict of interest, okay? Because they have people that worked on it. The folks that have the original license don't, or are certified to do it, are not in business anymore. The state's attorney says there is nothing materially evidentiary that matters in notes in an audit. It will cost us to have it corrected, okay? And we don't know how much that'll be. And the state's attorney, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but basically says, you know, you can make the case any way you want to go. And whether we want to spend money correcting it seems to be not wise at this point. Okay?
Can I suggest that you type a letter up noting the discrepancies, perceived discrepancies, because he doesn't have a receipt that he paid $100,000. That's the bottom line.
Well,
He never paid it. Everybody knows he did.
and a mistake everybody admits that the audit, or sees, not admits, they acknowledge that the audit notes are not correct, but to correct those notes, when they, according to the state's attorney, they may or may not matter anyway, as far as evidentiary. So I'll ask the state's attorney if we can, I'll draft a letter and see if if that's the board's wishes, and acknowledge that there's a discrepancy there from the board, and see if what the state's attorney says about that. But that would be up to the board to decide what they want me to do at this point.
Because
So it'll make any difference when we get the money?
well, you're not going to get the money.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And you know, to spend $2,000 or $3,000 correcting the notes when they don't matter anyway, you know.
Well, you know, it matters to some people.
I'm just saying, we have to weigh what we get out of what we spend.
Well, historical correctness is what should matter in this situation. He never paid the money, not a penny, and everybody knows it.
What it simply needs to say is that $43,000 was paid back of the, you know, $800 at a time, and it was finished in 2010. That's what it should have said.
That was the $43,000 that he got caught
I'm not gonna characterize what it was.
collecting from the county, which was different than $100,000 he was supposed to pay for the ambulance. That's completely different batch of money.
Let's go ahead with public comment.
I'm sorry.
I would prefer, I would like for the county to annotate something in that audit stating what happened. He never paid the money. Everybody knows he didn't. He knows he didn't. The other thing is, you know, I've asked you guys for 3 or 4 years to correct your county policy. And I talked about it last month. Nothing on the agenda again this month with allowing elected officials to
It is in the works, John.
have benefits.
It just, things take time. It is in the works. Everybody forgot about it from the past. I mean, we've had a lot of other issues and we will get it corrected.
And there's one more thing, that's 3 years, 2.5 years old, and that's an opinion, and this is probably Mark Iser's job, but I mean, you guys can ask him again. Get the opinion from the Attorney General on if an elected sheriff can sit on the 911 board when they're voting on reimbursement to the department that he's in charge of. We brought this, has nothing to do with the election. We brought this up over 3 years ago. And we've been talking about it since then. And it still hasn't changed. Thanks.
Thank you.
Morning.
Morning.
Happy holidays. Corruption in Edgar County. It's an interesting word. A lot of different definitions that people want to apply to it. I'm going to apply to it as it relates to the airport. October of this year, almost 2 years after filing my complaint in regards to request of records, specifically bank records, we get a response from the Attorney General. It outlines throughout this document all kinds of information, one in particular, an account agreement between the Edgar County Airport Committee and First Bank and Trust, dated August 27th, was provided to the Attorney General's office. I've never seen that account agreement. Curious as to how an airport committee could open up an account between a bank when they have no power to do so. Many would interpret that to be a form of corruption. That might be something worthy of some reporting. In this documentation, it outlines that my request was clear and unambiguous. Goes on to state the airport has not even provided the AG's office with sufficient explanation of how it maintains bank records or an adequate description of the specific measures it took to try to locate the records. The office is unable, therefore their office is unable to conclude that the airport conducted a reasonable search for the records. They conclude that the airport's response to my FOIA request violated the requirements of FOIA. In accordance with the conclusion, this office directs the airport to perform a reasonable search for records responsive to the request and to issue a supplemental response disclosing all of the responsive records. That still hasn't been done. My point with it is, this has been going on almost 2 years. And it's unfortunate it takes the AG that long. I understand things take time, and I know there's been changes out there, but I still haven't received the records that I've requested. We know that it was corruption out there. We know loans were taken out illegally. Nobody wants to do anything with it, and I'm not sure what the course to fix it is. I know there's issues being raised about the current landlord. I mentioned it last time, with the current leaseholder that hasn't moved his business in there and started anything. We know that's tied up in federal paperwork waiting on that. I'm confused on Mr. Helsey, you in particular are upset that nothing's happening out there. Before, you didn't want anything to happen out there. And it's just amazing the difference of how we go from one step to another. Next issue I have is with your 911 board. I saw in the paper today that everything is hunky-dory and we gave the net a raise. How do you give a contract employee a raise? Is that in our contract? Because you just can't arbitrarily give raises when you have contracts. You can't do that with deputies. You can't do that with dispatchers. I'm not sure how that works. That's another example of things that aren't being done properly, assuming that it's not in her contract that a raise can be given just arbitrarily. I have some issues with that. It's also quoted in the paper that how was, I don't have the paper here, Amy, I wanna make sure I get this quote right.
Continuing education.
Claimed there was no documented continuing education for the past 4 years. That's a lie. We knew that's a lie because I was the one that initiated and demanded under the previous sheriff, her husband, that it wasn't being done. And it has been done within that 4-year period, so I'm not sure where this statement comes from. But we're giving a person a raise because everything's fine. How did everything mysteriously just become so perfect in a matter of 30 days?
1 minute.
I mean, think about it, guys. We're not stupid. All I've ever asked is do it right, follow the law. It's real simple. It protects us all in the long run. We get it done right, we don't have to worry about it. Mr. Patrick, thank you at the last county board meeting, and I want to explain why we brought the issue up in regards to the liquor licenses so that everybody understands. I explained our position to Mr. Griffin. It has nothing to do with whether you do or don't have a license or whether it's a minuscule thing that you participate or don't participate in the meeting. We appreciate that you stepped out because the law outlines don't participate in that part of the meeting. And by doing that, if someone were to leave your facility and get in a wreck and have an alcohol level that caused them to be over the limit, it goes all the way back to who issued the liquor license. That's how lawyers play. And it could be a problem for the county. That's the only reason we ask that we just do that, to avoid long-term potential liability. And I appreciate that you stepped out and did that. That was the right thing. It's all we've ever asked. I don't think it's asking too much. We have some additional things that we'll be bringing forward that I can assure you is going to rock your boat that's still going on in this county that's illegal with public officials. And I apologize that I can't give you any more information than that at this time. I believe my time is up, but we will bring that to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
One question.
Yes, sir.
The Attorney General letter, when was that issued and who was it sent to?
October 2014.
Was it sent to someone in the county?
I don't know who the AG sent it to.
Should say on the top of it.
Well, I guess my question
Edgar
is if
County
they're waiting a
Airport.
response from us, you know, if we're not aware that they're waiting a response.
You guys are aware, or some of you are aware. I know some of you are aware. Joe Shiner's aware. He's talked with people. My understanding is talked with board members about it.
Well,
If he's the chairman of the committee, they should have talked to him.
well, no, Jeff is, but
You're both on the committees.
I
the county
do know-
board's responsible for it, so we need to know, not Joe Shiner.
I can't ask, I can,
All right,
it
I'll
says,
look
it
into
has
it.
the airport address on it. I know Joe,
Yeah, Augie can tell us,
Okay,
but
we'll look.
I don't know who they sent it to, but
Okay.
I do know Joe's aware of it.
All right.
Any other public comment?
My name is Robert Dogue. I'm an Edgar County resident. I want to speak about the airport one more time. Today I want to talk about what is left and what is right. What is left at the airport. A lot of history there. CDs, financial agreements. We have a fraudulent grant thing that went on for a long time. We got a lot of harassment and hazing that went on at the airport that people know about. We got plane crashes. People can't figure out what happened. That would be the NTSB. We have firebombing of planes. Remind you folks, there are 3 planes in a row there on the west side of the hangars, and only 2 of them got burned. Only 2 of them had graffiti on them. One of them said, "This is our airport." The other one said, "Fuck Rob." I don't know how plainer it would have to be for someone to conclude that was local talent. That is local talent. There are people in this community that did that. Then you have the debacle with the current airport manager. He doesn't know anything about a plane that crashed out there, and he didn't report it. Plane's nearly totaled. Can't say whether or not they should have reported this to the FAA, certainly appears that way. I know there's a lot of discussion in that direction. But your airport manager should have reported that. And as far as his credentials, they're pretty rotten. So that's what's left. A long history of doing the wrong thing, and not doing the right thing, allowing people to have their way at the airport, and not holding people accountable. So what's right? At this point, it would be great if you got rid of your airport manager. He doesn't belong there. He lied to you and he deceived you. He deceived a number of people. He discredits the interview process. I'm sure anybody, had they known they could have deceived you so easily, they would have done the same. Maybe. I wouldn't have. But I would like this county board to just do the right thing in this case and vacate that position. I would like the county board to go back and look at the events that have occurred. I know that Augie's working on some information for the Attorney General's office right now on the meeting that occurred last December 6th. That's what I was told. You know, there's a cliche, it's called straighten up and fly right. I think we could all be better people. I think we could be more honest and act with more integrity. A good start here would be clean out the airport. Get rid of the airport manager who doesn't belong there. You've got an appointee up there that never took an interview and never really applied for a job. You could straighten that mess up pretty good, pretty easy. I think you should rely on Joe Shiner and maybe Barrett, some of the guys that really care about aviation, to lead you guys. It'd be great to do something, fellas. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Item 8, action on the recommendation of the County Office Committee to hire supervisor of assessment.
Mr. Chairman, the committee for county offices interviewed candidates and would like to recommend that Dina Hassler be approved for her contract as supervisor of assessment of Edgar County.
Is that a motion?
Yes, sir.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve Dina Hassler as supervisor of assessment and offer a contract.
Yeah, you. Resolution.
Okay. A resolution, we'll have a roll call.
Heltzman.
Yes.
Voigt.
Yes.
Zuber.
Yes.
Bruner.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Farnham.
Yes.
Resolution carries. Item 9 is authorize the chairman to sign a consultant agreement with Hanson Professional Services Incorporated.
Mr. Chairman, we would like to offer, I would like to move that you be authorized to sign that agreement. The agreement basically is to set forth the fees on which future work would be done. It's, I think, basically a housekeeping agreement, so we know when we do get approved for our new projects, those will be the fees that they will be assigning to the project. So I move that approval.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to authorize the chairman to sign a consultant agreement with Hanson Professional Services. All those in favor by the usual sign.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 10, approve workers' compensation insurance bid. How long do you want to give us?
That's what we talked about, I think, the last meeting. We got information back that it looks very favorable for us on this bid that we've talked about a couple different times. I don't know, Augie, if you want to add anything to it. We've got a bid opening also. This is the one where we also will be getting a kind of a nice little thing. Will be possible of getting a grant back of about $8,600 because of our past stuff. So it has to claim.
So that was the only bid that went down. No, but we only got one bid for it.
They put it out, I think 5 different people, we got one bid.
Okay.
5
Did they tell you why that, I was curious, I forgot to ask that the other day, is why you got 5 people that could bid on it, only one bid?
That's your choice. I mean, it happens. If you're gonna, I think everything is getting more and more centralized all the time. Of course, with the fact of, I have to get the exact name of this company, it's the IPRF, whatever they are. They have done it in the past, and so I'm sure they have a hindsight, or they have more of a comfortability level in knowing what we're doing. And,
It was
there's
actually,
another group.
it was actually cheaper than last year.
Yeah, like $20-some thousand or something like that. I mean, so I'm glad that we did it, we bid it, and they came through. So, I mean, I'm not an insurance person, I don't know why people bid or don't bid, honestly. I know because the question was, we asked them before, like Bushy from the standpoint, is there anybody else that you can try to do that? One of the things that even Ben was talking about, the idea of getting more people, so we have to see what it is. Well, they put it out that told 4 of the people that they know sometimes bid on things, didn't come back.
I'm kinda surprised, I mean, considering that our record got significantly better.
I mean,
But regardless of that fact.
I'm doing a great deal.
Yep.
And that goes for the whole county, because what we've done is, we must be doing some things right as far as turning in different things, different adjustments. So, I'd make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Go ahead, Carl.
That's fine.
We have a motion and a second to approve the workers' compensation insurance bid. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item 12, authorize chairman to execute Edgar County Enterprise Zone Intergovernmental.
Go to 11.
Okay, item 11, approve Doherty and Parks Management and Consulting for the fiscal year 14 audit.
I move that. Augie, you've got the amount, we put it in the budget. We bid it last year, everything seemed appropriate, so we've got it in here to approve. They're gonna start the audit here in a week or 2 and have the meetings and so forth and start getting it going. So I move or authorize you to sign the contract. Second.
We got a motion and a second to approve Doherty and Parks Management and Consulting for our 2014 audit. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Motion carried. Now we'll go to item 12. Authorize the chairman to execute Edgar County Enterprise Zone Intergovernmental Agreement with the City of Paris, City of Chrisman, and Village of Kansas. Is there any other
You and I were
discussion?
both at those meetings. This is a intergovernmental agreement, hopefully designed to help all of us out here in the county between all those places that you mentioned. And hopefully that's going to go for the good. It's not in place anymore. It still has to be approved by the state of Illinois. I would make that motion if that's what you're looking for.
Yes. Possibility of a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to authorize the chair to execute Edgar County Enterprise Zone Intergovernmental Agreement. Have a roll call.
Elsley,
Yes.
Voigt,
Yes.
Zuber,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Farnham.
Yes.
Item 13, ordinance approving real estate tax abatement for Northern Edgar County Lighting Incorporated by Edgar County.
I'm sorry.
Do you have the exact information on that, or do you want to share anything about it?
Yeah, and I
It's the same thing
emailed that
you
all
passed to
out.
everybody.
Yes. It's the NAL abatement for the new addition that they've put on.
Right.
And that building is up and enclosed. And there's some employment requirements. And the abatement schedule is inside of that. I think we've pretty much already gone through that.
It's pretty much common with what we've done as a county for all the different industries that we've tried to attract for the time frame.
In fact, the last abatement just expired a year ago for NAL.
For the first,
that for the first go round. I'd move the approval of the ordinance, please, Mr. Chairman.
I'd like people need to realize how many new employees they have, too. 500, I think, for the county. So, throw a lot of money
That's the
in
very
it.
original part.
Yeah.
I second that if that's what we're looking
Okay,
for.
yes. Go back to roll call on the,
Helsley,
Yes.
Voigt,
Yes.
Zuber,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Farnum.
Yes.
item 14 is ordinance approving real estate tax abatement for North American Lighting Incorporated by Edgar County for the Edgar County Spatial Services Area Ambulance.
So moved.
Second.
Have a roll call.
Helsley,
Yes.
Voigt,
Yes.
Zuber,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Farnum.
Yes.
Item 15 is an ordinance approving real estate tax abatement for Northern Edgar County Lighting Incorporated by Edgar County for Edgar County Mental Health Board.
So moved.
Second.
A roll call.
Helsley,
Yes.
Voigt,
Yes.
Zuber,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Farnum.
Yes.
Item 16, set dates and times and location for our board meetings for the upcoming year. I think everybody's got a paper with the,
You should have received this morning an updated version. The only change that we made for Monday was November 11th was changed to November 10th. So we're not going to meet on Veterans Day.
okay, any comment or discussion?
So moved.
Have a second? Hmm? We have a motion and a second to approve the meeting dates that you have in front of you for the county board meetings, which will meet here in this courtroom at 9 o'clock. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign.
Nay.
Get that recorded?
Yes, sir.
Item 17 sets dates, time, and location for the 2015 Edgar County Board study sessions. You should also have them dates there. Any comments on that?
Well, we discussed that Monday morning, and Aaron put together his schedule, and we merged those together, and that's the result. The three conflicting dates were originally Memorial Day, so there's not going to be a meeting on that Monday. Veterans Day was one of them. And then also, I believe it was Columbus Day. Is that right?
Labor Day.
Or Labor Day, okay. Well, maybe it was Labor Day. So, but we've worked around those, and I think we have it squared away.
These meetings, if approved, will be held at 9:30 at the Edgar County Highway Department.
But these, at a later date, we can change these
Yes.
Sure.
if we make adjustments.
Yeah, and there's, I think there's one or two open spots, and if you should decide that you need another study session, you call a study session meeting and give me enough time to get it posted for the public, and there's no problem with that.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the study session dates, time, and location. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 18, appoint county board committees. I think everybody's got the county board committee. I need to read them all.
Did you change any of them since I talked to you last?
None of them have been changed.
I'll make a motion to approve them.
I second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the committees.
I thought you just got to appoint these anyway,
Yeah,
quite honestly.
normally we don't approve them.
We don't?
Nope.
I don't know. I
Okay.
thought that was by, and I don't know, just thought that's what it was.
That won't hurt to approve them.
We think he's done a fine job.
Yeah, we all hate him equally.
That's what I thought. I said, you know, that's why you get,
I think
we
it's
elected you
something
the
everybody
chairman, so
doesn't
therefore.
like
Now, wait a minute, he's giving us a chance to vote on these. If we don't like it, let's not vote.
We'll have roll call.
I guess in the second time it'll be worse.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, Mr. Chairman, is it your opinion you can change that anytime you want?
Yes, it is.
I think so.
Okay, just so you know.
Item 19, adopt Robert Rules of Order as a guideline
So moved.
for conducting meetings. Did we get a second on that? We got a motion and a second to approve Robert's Rules of Order as a guideline for conducting meetings. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Item 20, file the sheriff's semi-annual report. Is the sheriff here to make a semi-annual report, or is this?
I think everybody should have that.
Mhm. We've got a copy of it.
You all received a copy of it in your packet.
Yeah,
That's
that's the clerk report.
We just need a motion just to accept the filing,
Yeah.
not the accuracy.
Yes. We're accepting the fact that it was filed, not the accuracy of it. That the report was filed with us.
I didn't see it either.
I'd like to see it
Yeah.
for it's basically the fees that are collected through, for the last 6 months, I think, basically what
I
it
thought
is.
you had it,
I didn't see it in my packet.
it did not get into your board packet?
No.
No.
That county clerk report.
I would
That was
ask.
today we got it. Yeah, we didn't.
I'll make a motion that we put it on place of approved being on file.
Would you email that to Carl?
I'll do better now, I'll make you a copy. My apologies, I thought it got into your board packet, but we have it here.
Okay.
It-
Did you get that email?
Do we get a second?
Who made the motion? I'm sorry.
Carl made a motion to. We can beg a second out of somebody.
Second.
I can fund you all, but you got big shoulders.
We have a motion and a second to accept and file the sheriff's semi-annual report. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 21, file county clerk's semi-annual report.
I didn't get that either.
Yo, yes, you did.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to file county clerk's semi-annual report. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 22, office and department head reports. Don, would you want to start this?
As a normal report I have given you, I failed to change on the year prior. It should say 2013. Those are the right numbers, just the wrong year. Hurt my ego when a board member pointed that out to me. Anyway, other than that, we've got a little bit of money coming in, still more to come. This does reflect the payroll that's hit Friday. Really just we've made the transition from the end of the fiscal year to the new fiscal year, and everything seems to be going fine. Any questions?
Improvement in cash flow? So
I mean, this early in the month, we've seen income tax and a few other things. I did just get a notice that we got a state's attorney's reimbursement going to hit before the end of the week. About the same. It was mentioned earlier that our comptroller has passed away. It's Judy Bartopinka. I would hope that they would have their office to take, I mean, nothing should change there. Things should still be timely. As timely as can be, I guess. But I have to admit, in the back of my mind, I'm wondering, I'm a pessimist, so I kind of just wondered how this transition will be at the state level, because the comptroller is the one that officially will basically send the money out. So I'm just a little bit concerned about that. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor assessment?
Nothing, just retiring January 2nd. And my replacement's on board.
Probation?
Nothing new to report, thank you.
Highway department?
Unfortunately, no.
Fortunately.
Was that, did you say fortunately or unfortunately?
No, I said unfortunately. I think
Okay.
the word probably something down.
Circuit clerk?
I have nothing, thank you.
Sheriff?
Semi-annual report, which we'll try to get to.
ESDA?
Nothing new to report.
HRC?
Nothing today, thank you.
County clerk?
Wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
That's it?
Is there anything more than that?
Committee reports. Jeff, you want to start?
Well, we've got 8.33% of the year accounted for, and if you add in the last payroll, which we pretty much know what it'll be, we'll have 5.7% spent against 8.33. I wanted to mention a couple of things about the airport. We had an airport meeting the other night.
Okay.
And we did, in fact, I think the chairman, myself, Augie forwarded on and as well as the state's attorney, was forwarded on the Attorney General's issue that was brought up earlier. And at the direction of the county board chairman, the chairman of the airport advisory board and I met with the state's attorney to get the issues resolved, and they've already spent some time out at the office scouring it. A lot of it doesn't mean we're going to turn up anything more, but we're going to do our job and list what we're doing, when we're doing it, and that was at the state's attorney's direction to make sure that we get whatever we can find and tell them how we looked and what we did and so forth, and get back to the state's, or to the Attorney General through the state's attorney. Okay? Carl, can you think of? We will need a brief executive session to deal with employment and issues after the meeting. I can't think of anything else at this point. Okay.
Carl?
Nothing.
Mike?
Nope.
Alan?
Just that, went to the regional office education committee meeting the other night, and got squared away on their final amendment for that building. That's all squared away. All the counties and all the bodies have turned that in, so that was the issue that we talked about before. And it was also, part of that was if that building should ever sell, to go back to the counties themselves based on the prorated rate of whatever the last localized assessed valuation was. That was probably a highlight of that part. thought we were gonna get Andy to go into some of these, as our representative on some of these Fedco meetings, but for some reason, December seems to be pretty busy for this club. So, I've been going to a few of those, and listening to possibilities and things happening in the county as far as business. One of the things, or a couple of the things that we went over here as far as that goes, the enterprise zone, you know, that's still a work in progress. It's still not something that's totally approved by the state. You know, whether or not that's gonna bring us in or not, anything, we're still looking at possibly come down the line. We've never formally done that. I don't know if the idea of like, we're talking $2,500 that the board has kind of kicked around to put toward that, but that's down the line a little bit. And then also the NAL tax abatement. I think that's an important step that we always look at. I looked at what that farmland, the taxes that farmland is paying whenever all that stuff put out there now, and even with the abatements that the city and the county and everybody else has offered now, there's a little bit of difference between if that was just farmland still out there and if that was what's out there right now. I think we do okay by that. So, and that's it.
Andy? Dan?
County Health Department, we do have a potential candidate for the vacancy, and Dale dropped off. We're also working on staggered terms for the new members, which I think we'll probably get a policy for next year on that. So, animal shelter is running fine. We do have a lot of dogs. If anybody needs a Christmas present to give somebody, would be willing to adopt out a dog. So,
Dan, I understand you got a vacancy out there. Are you gonna fill that at the health department? Are you gonna fill that
yeah.
internally, or you hiring out?
No, we already have a potential candidate. We've talked to the person. He has talked to 2 or 3 people.
You're talking about 2 different things.
Yes. That position that became open with the health inspector. Lady.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's one.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's a lady that's gonna take the test, so she'll probably replace the one they got
Okay.
released. It's gonna take a while.
She was already there, wasn't she? She already worked there.
And everybody gets along with her very well, and everybody likes her, and which will help with some of the people around town.
Public
Yes.
relations.
She had a good way, she has a nice way about it.
Yes, she does. I've talked
But
to
she
her a
gets the
couple
job
times.
done.
Yeah, so they'll be taken care of
And just,
internally.
the positions on the board are through the county board chairman. The
Yeah.
county board chairman makes all those
Yeah, but we
determinations.
thought probably need to have staggered terms, because they all
That's-
come up next
No,
week
that-
at the same time.
That will be the
No,
county board
that's,
chairman.
That's state
Yes.
Yeah.
regulation. They have
policy.
to.
Oh, don't need a policy? Okay.
Mhm.
All right, I'll tell them that. We have a meeting next week, so I'll explain that to them.
Yeah.
They were thinking we need a policy. Okay, all right.
May I comment a little bit further?
Yeah.
I've had an email back and forth with Janet, and I have sent her 2 state, the statutes that Mark sent to me regarding the Public Health Board.
Okay.
So I forwarded those on to her, and she has those in her hands, so she'll be
Okay,
looking
we
at
have a
that.
meeting next Wednesday, so week from today.
Anything else? Anything else come before this meeting?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to move that we go into executive session for appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, and performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body.
And pending litigation?
I don't have any, but
Okay.
Mark doesn't need to talk to us or anything that you're aware of.
Not that I'm aware of. I will call him as soon as we get done, just to see. Would you like him in here?
We don't need him
no, we don't.
for anything that we need to discuss.
No, he has not
Okay,
indicated to me he would like to come.
I get a second on that?
I'll second
All those in favor, usual sign.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Mr. Clerk, okay.
Yeah, you need to let everybody in.
We're back in open session,
Okay.
December the 10th, 2014.
Yeah, I got 1975.
Back in.
It's in excellent shape.
And what are we gonna do with it? Give it to
Put it to the airport. I'm wondering if that would be a lot. my fire truck out there. I can't sell it on eBay,
Okay.
I need the space, and I could tax deduct that if I gave it away, and it's a nice fire truck.
Okay. Is anything else come before this meeting? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Would you look
Aye.
at the personnel
Opposed, same
policy
sign.
and pull out that section so
Meeting's
you
adjourned.
can get it done? Yes. Thanks.